What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Real Naughty. Not a whole lot of reeling, not a whole lot of being naughty going on right now, but bear with me. We're working on something else and trying to get to the reeling and the being naughty. But in the meantime, what I'm doing is cleaning up for Christmas. We all know what this is like. Not fun. So the trees are down. We have one in the living room. There's the baby girl, Stormy. Hi. So the trees are down. There was one in the living room, obviously, one in our son's room. Getting the decorations cleaned up, getting the garage sorted as much as I can, and just trying to get figured out. So, just want to unload as much stuff as possible and just have a clear mind. I feel like too much stuff, too many belongings, too many, things just hanging out, just clutters your house, clutters your mind, and I don't like it. So we've been really trying to cut back. We had a ton of stuff when we moved here. Then you have a baby, and you know how that goes. Or maybe you don't, but if you don't, you'll find out. So, just stuff comes out of the woodwork. So anyway, if we're going to move, when we move, because we are going to move. When we move, I want to have as much cleared up as possible. So make us light on our feet. And if something comes up, that we need to make a move quick, we could do that. So that's the plan. And that's what we're working on. What's essential? What isn't? If it doesn't, get out of here. My new shirt my wife got for me for Christmas. I live here, just so people know if they see me out on the street and they're taking their little Sunday stroll through the grocery store or through Lowe's or something. I'm not on vacation. I live here. So let me through. That's where I'm at. Anyway, let's see what we got going on here. So we got Storm over here being a good little baby girl, aren't you? You just being a sweetheart. Tree was there. It's gone. Stuff, narrowing it down, right? We have all these totes of Christmas and a big ass one in the garage. And I want to get rid of as much as possible. And I'm starting to put this stuff into these ones. I got 12 of these. Most of them are full already. But, I still got to put all this stuff away. And I don't know where it's going. But what we got is more stuff. So what I started doing, everybody's probably got these, right? These totes. This thing's huge. It's caved in because I've stacked stuff on top of it. But anyway, Halloween, camping gear, DVDs and office stuff. I got some DVDs. I don't want to part with them. You know what I mean? They're going to be collectible someday. My wife's stuff, my stuff. So I was going to make one of those racks, but I don't know if I will now because, we might not be here. We're going to be here for the next however many months, but still, I'm trying to lighten the load, not make it heavier. So I got some more of these empty. And the goal is to just whatever we're using is out, whatever isn't is in here, and it's organized. And there's like Christmas, there's obviously going to be a couple of them. Halloween, I got it down to one, which is kind of pathetic, but we don't need to get crazy. Look at this. I mean, what in the world? So 12 totes, that's where I want to be. Other than the stuff that doesn't fit in a tote, bicycles. This is stuff for work. This is stuff from when I work at home. I got these cool things. These came from my great-grandfather's bar down in Fort Lauderdale back in the day. But some of them are still full. They're Jim Beam decanters. My grandmother gave them to me. She was holding on to them for, God knows how many years. But they're cool. There's a bunch more where this came from. I'm kind of trying to sort through those too, see what if I want to keep some or get rid of some. But, if your garage looks like this, you feel my pain. We got stuff for the boat and stuff for fishing and stuff for cleaning up. I got my fishing rods all tucked away back here. I got some snorkeling gear and whatnot. Gas cans out the butt because, we had hurricanes come through, 2 of them just last year. So, well, 2024, I should say, not last year now. But, so, you know, this is where we're at. This is the reality of moving. Is we just moved here, so now it looks like this. We want to move out. I know it's wild, but anyway, we want to move out of this area, and where we're going, Key West or whatever. You got to be realistic about it. It's a lot smaller of a space you're probably going to. This house is like 1,500 square feet or something. 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. Unless something drastically changes before then, that's not what we're going to be looking at. It's not about the house, it's about what you're doing, where you're at. So it's not about the possessions. This stuff needs to get narrowed down. I don't really play cornhole anymore. Those can go. This is one grill underneath here out of like 4 that I have. We can narrow that down. That whole tote is full of more of those decanters. But my point is, when you do something like go to the Keys, it's about quality of life, right? It's about being outdoors. It's about being on the boat. It's about being in the water. It's about fishing and hanging out and listening to music and being up off your ass and out of the house. So you're not going there to get a big, if you can afford it and you want to, whatever. But you're not going there, most of us, to get this big mansion down in Key West. Some big 3-story house on the water in, whatever key, you want to go to. But really what it's about is being outside. So we don't need all this inside stuff. We need some outside stuff, which is yourself, mostly. I prefer to have, keep the boat or a boat, not necessarily this boat. But so over the next however many months while we work on going, it's gonna be narrowing this stuff down. What can we get rid of? What doesn't need to be here anymore? And of course we all have those sentimental things. So that's why I wanted to do the thing with the totes, where it's like, you got a tote, right? That's your stuff. Condense your life, your entire life's worth of sentimental items to this tote, and we can each have one of those. And then that's like personal stuff, from when you were a kid or whatever. Obviously, we have a ton of sentimental things, between us and our relationship and our son and our soon-to-be son and our baby girl Storm in there. So, that's pretty much everything else. That's what I want to get to, where we have, we got just what we need and the stuff that's special to us. And what's most special to us is just each other, and we're where we want to be, doing what we want to be doing, not worrying about the things and the clutter, right? That's not what it's all about. So start decluttering. If you want to move, if you're thinking about moving, you better just trust me and start, oh, well, I don't know, throw it away. Throw it away. I'm not sure, I might use this again. No, you're not. It's not happening. I hate to tell you, it ain't happening. Toss it out. It's gone. See you later. Goodbye. Don't need it. And I did that. I thought I did that. Still brought too much shit here. And then thought I did it again. We moved again. Still brought too much shit. This time I'm not even playing around. I should have done it before we moved because I had to move everything. But I've been to the dump. I filled up my trash can, my neighbor's trash can, the trash can at our old house. Whatever I gotta do. Going to the dump is a process here. You're like driving on top of the dump. It's sketchy as hell. It's like, especially if it rained, and it's wet and it's muddy and you're driving on top of garbage. I'm not trying to get a blown tire or anything. So let me see if I can set this up here. I can't find my tripod, that's the other It's the other thing about moving. All your stuff just disappears. So, anyway, get rid of it. Just toss it out. Go through it. If you don't use it, if you haven't used it and recently, I don't even know, within a month, throw it away. And you know, this is the way I try to look at things. Like, we didn't use it, I'm getting rid of it, and if we end up missing it, I'll buy another one. You know, and maybe that seems like a wasteful mindset to you, but here's the thing: you usually don't end up needing it again. So you got rid of it. You told yourself, I'll replace it if I need to. You didn't need to replace it, so it's gone, and that's it. You move on. But so anyway, that's where we're at. It's gonna take time, especially if you're in a place like I am, where you know garbage is included and everything. So you get one can, and unless you want to load your truck up and risk your tires and go drive out on top of the dump, it is what it is. You just make a pile in your garage and start filling that trash can up every week until you get down to it. Selling stuff on Facebook. Man, I've been selling the shit out of some stuff on Facebook. I went through a lull where I couldn't sell anything for a while. Now all of a sudden I started selling some stuff again. I got rid of this griddle that's been taking up a ton of space that I made 3 years ago. It's gone. I sold some of my wife's Barbies, you know. Don't tell her about that, but they're gone. And I don't even know. Just all kinds of things. And it gets to the point too where you're like, oh, I think this is worth $100, $150 or whatever. It's only worth what someone's gonna pay for it. If it's sitting there and it's not selling and it's cluttering up your space, just get rid of it. $10, $15, I don't care. You know, as long as I don't have to pay to throw it away or sit on it until I have room in my trash can. Sometimes I just give stuff away. I gave away a bed. It was our spare bed. Somebody took it in like an hour. It was gone. I got rid of a coffee maker that I really messed up on. I sold it for $75. Everyone else was selling it for $300. But you know what? It's gone. It's out of my hair. So whatever. It's out of here. But anyway, let's see what else we got. Some stuff you can't do nothing about it. That's a crib. We got a baby coming. That is what it is, you know? We got all these strollers. Don't ask me why. I don't know. We keep getting smaller ones because my wife has to fly. Sometimes she takes our son with her. So we got, you know, whatever was easiest to get on and off a plane and throw in a car when she gets where she's going. But anyway, you know, this just... Let's just get yourself down to the essentials. Some people say, well, that's a garage. That's what it's supposed to look like. No, not to me. This is just, it's too much. A high chair needs to go. So, anywho, clean up from Christmas. Get your stuff out of your house. Reset. Get ready for the new year. And just, you know, get ready to do some work, right? Start working out. Get your head on straight. Think about the future. Think about what's the next move. Think about, you know, getting a business started. Thinking about buying a new business. Think about that move you want to do. Think about whatever it is that you've been putting off on the back burner. Yes, my good girl. Just start getting it done. Right, princess? Right? That's right. So, you know, today is the day. Today is the day. Do what you got to do. Just get to work. Just do something. Go where you want to go. Do what you want to do. Spend time with who you want to spend time with. Let me tell you something. There's no more liberating of a feeling than when you realize, holy shit, I can do whatever I want to. I got 2 legs and 2 hands. I can read and I can write. And I'm the most intelligent being on this planet, right? I can do whatever I want to do. So quit being stuck. You ain't stuck. You hate your job, tired of the cold, You're tired of the heat. You want to move west. You want to move east. You want to move north. You want to move south. Just do it, man. Figure it out. Because I promise you, it'll happen. You just be determined. You know, put in the work. Do the research. Where are you going? What's there? What do they need? What kind of work do you do? What kind of work can you do? You know, how much does it cost to live? How much do you need to do that? What can you get rid of? How can you make more money? You know, do you need to go online, take a class for something, get certified to do a certain job, find a remote work job? I don't know. I'm not good at that stuff, you know. And I'm not a computer guy, so don't ask me. But figure it out. All right? So listen. Clean your stuff up. Put away the Christmas stuff. Don't leave those lights up all year long. Don't be that person. Clean your garage out. Get rid of your old clothes. Get rid of your old kids' toys. Get rid of all the shit that's been sitting around for years and years. Clean up a little bit. Dust your baseboards. And let's go. Let's get it. 2026. Let's make it happen. All right? See you on the next one.